One of the common things I notice online when people talk about match coverage is that they don't understand that the rules change based off of what type of offensive formation your opponent puts on the field. In today's video, I'm going to show you the most common mistake that a lot of players make when playing cover 4 palms. What is up, guys? Zan from the Madden YouTube channel, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the top mistake that a lot of players make in cover 4 palms. I hear a lot of players talk about why this is a coverage that they hate to call, or just in general how the cover 4 match family of coverages is buggy and inconsistent. And the truth is, a lot of players don't understand that there are special rules that exist, and those rules require that you can't set zone drops and you really can't use shades of certain zones, or else you're going to lose guys open for one-play scores down the middle of the field. And in the Palms call, we're going to be talking about the special check. The special check is definitely the most important thing that you need to know, because you're going to give up one-play touchdowns against trip sets and any situation where your opponent might motion from a twins to a trips look. And if you're not on your toes, those are going to be easy scores. So cover 4 palms is actually something that you'll be able to find in any defensive playbook. It doesn't matter what scheme you run, whether that be a 4-3 or a 3-4 based defense. Typically you're going to find a nickel or a dime package that is going to have this coverage in there. And a lot of players make the mistake of typically shading their coverage while they are playing match, and they think that the most important zones in match are the deep zones, and that you can kind of play hard flats underneath with some of those pink zones. Well, the truth is that in cover 4 palms, if you're facing a 3 receiver style of formation, you're going to end up needing that pink zone on the trip side. Let's go ahead and show you what I mean. I'm going to call cover 4 palms out of the nickel 2-4-5, and I'm going to break the huddle with the Kansas City Chiefs in a trips look. This could be Trey Y flex, trips tight end, trio offset weak. As long as you have 3 receivers on one side of the formation, this is going to be a rule that applies. So I'm going to call Trey Y flex, and I'm going to call just a simple number 2 receiver on a streak. So we're going to be taking a look at Tyreek Hill. Now, the special check that exists in a cover 4 palms is one that actually basically makes your coverage behave like this, where you're going to have the outside corner playing man-to-man on the outside receiver. No matter what he does, if he runs a drag, he's going to end up playing it. That quarter flat pink zone is responsible for the middle receiver on a trip style look if he runs any vertical route. And then the safety that is on the trip side is responsible for the third receiver if he runs a vertical route. And then in terms of your zone coverage, your 3-rec hook is going to play a hook curl assignment on the 3 receiver side of the formation. Your quarter flat is going to end up playing the running back if he heads to the flat. And then you're going to get matching principles or bracketing principles from your outside corner and your inside safety on the tight end side. But one of the biggest mistakes that a lot of players tend to make is that they shade their coverage. So we're talking about that pink zone or the quarter flat assignment right here, Chris Harris Jr. in the slot. If you take him off his assignment or shade that pink zone into a purple or a blue hard flat, you're going to lose that middle receiver check, which is basically a man-to-man check. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put X on a smoke route to prove that the outside corner, Asante Samuel Jr., is going to play that player on the smoke. This middle receiver that should be guarded by the nickel corner is going to be wide open, and then Robinson will be matched by the inside safety. So if I snap this football, you see this is how you end up with a player wide open. And this is one of the major reasons that a lot of players say that match is broken in Madden 22. Simply put, it's a rule set that a lot of players did not know exist, and it's known as that special check. Thank you for checking out this free content over here on the Zan Madden YouTube channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure that you guys also check out my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. Gridiron Game Plans is your one-stop source for all things competitive Madden. Every week in our Vault update, we go over the meta, or the most effective tactics available being used by pro players on the MCS circuit, breaking down not only how and why the pros do what they do, but most importantly, how you can counteract those metas when you face them in online gameplay. On top of that, your subscription also includes any and every game plan on the site all year long for just the low price of $9.95 a month. And you guys get access to our Discord channel, where we have members of the Gridiron Game Plans community chatting daily, helping each other get better at the game. And this also includes a lab session every single Wednesday night on the channel. So make sure you guys get over to the website. If you guys are looking for the best escape artist defense in the community, you have to look no further. GridironGamePlans.gg. Now back to the video. Now, believe it or not, this rule set also applies to motion. So a lot of players think that cover 4 palms is good against a 2x2 formation. In fact, it has a separate set of rules for twins, but when motion is employed against this coverage, you actually need to be on top of the rule set because you are no longer in a twins look, you're going to end up in a trips look, and you're going to be right back in the special check. So let me show you an example. If I'm in the play Z spot against a cover 4 palms look, and I run a flat fade combo on both sides, you're going to get the cover 2 trap portion of palms. These are rule sets that exist to defend a slot receiver breaking into the flat. However, like a lot of players do online, you're bound and determined to see somebody that is going to motion and create trips to a side. So if I am in a twins look on both sides, and I feel like, okay, in this palms, I'm going to go ahead and play hard flats, you would be okay in this look up until the point that they motion somebody across the formation. So once this happens to you in this situation, you're going to end up being in a spot where, once again, that middle receiver is going to be wide open if you do not get that quarter flat back on the field. And you see how we end up having the 1-play score because the safety is unable to get over there from the other side of the field to get to the open receiver. So this is a check that exists. Again, anytime you end up with 3 spread receivers against a palms look, this is going to end up putting you in a spot where you have to make sure that you have that pink quarter flat zone on the field. So if I were to stay in that cover 4 palms against that same exact route combination, you would then see that the quarter flat assignment will then play his special check rules, where he will follow Tyreek Hill down the field in man-to-man coverage. And that is a far more sound matching technique than what we saw when we were shading. Let's say that on a given down that you want to turn off your match rules. You have 2 options available to you. So let's say that I'm in a trips look once again, and I just want to turn this into basically a cover 4 drop against this tray set. I could go ahead, and if I was at the coaching menu, I could bring up the coach adjustments and set a zone drop for any zone depth. It does not matter. I would likely change the zone drops for my blue zones, being that I don't have a blue in that play. That's kind of a pro tip. You set a zone drop for a zone that's not actually the one that you're playing. That way you won't change the drop depths of the zones that you actually want to use. So if I set my blues to 0 and I take the field in palms, you will then notice that the matching principles for the entire defense are going to be turned off. Your quarter flats will play purple zones. Your yellow zone will just play a generic 3-rec, and your deep zones will not lose their matching principles. So in the event that I do want to shade my quarter flats, let's say up into a curl flat, I want you to notice that the middle wide receiver will not be wide open on a similar route combination to what we've been running. So you see here, I can't just chuck the ball right down the seam as we're playing a cover 4 drop style zone. Now let's say that you do not want to set your zone drops. Maybe your opponent has no huddled, you don't have zone drops active, and you no longer want to play your match style coverage, whether that be quarters or palms. You can actually take your matching principles out of your play and lose your special check or any check in any match coverage for that matter by just hitting the protect the sticks feature. To do this, you're going to hit the Y button or triangle on PlayStation, and you're going to hit the left bumper for protect the sticks, or L1 on PlayStation. Now, be aware that what this is going to do is it's going to tell your underneath zones to play wherever the sticks are. So if it's first down and 10, they're going to play 10-yard depths. If you want to, once you've set that protect the sticks feature, make sure that your players are kind of playing a little bit more aggressively underneath, I would probably shade down. And what that's going to do is, once again, you will still be able to play drop zone without losing your, middle receiver. There's not going to be any matching principles on the back end. You should see something that resembles more of a cover 4. Now, again, it's not going to make your shade underneath that great. You see right there, I could have thrown the smoke route against that shaded underneath blue. But the protect the sticks feature is definitely a way that you can make sure that you are playing cover 4 drop on the fly in the event that you are running match and your opponent no huddles because they think they figured something out on you. So I hope that today's video was informational for you guys. If you guys liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, make sure you guys drop those below. Always want to know what you guys think of the tips here on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed, and we'll see you guys tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Ian in the lab, and good luck.